Hey, what's going on, everybody? So I'm excited to be back at practice today. We weren't able to have a viewing period last practice, but I'm glad we're able to be back out there today. Once again, practicing in the morning, which is a change from the evening practices to start fall camp. So really looking forward to being back out there. One of the things I'll be paying attention to is the running back position. Coach Diaz mentioned yesterday that he feels like the running back position is one of those battles that's really still ongoing. And not that they don't have a guy, but they just are trying to figure out how they're going to divvy up the reps and things like that. So I'll be watching that position in particular. Hopefully I can get some good reps, some good footage of practice drills. Also just curious on defense, anything that we're able to see. Sometimes it's harder to see the defensive players on the other end of the field, but certainly I'll try to get as much footage as possible. Definitely stay tuned. So here we are, session 4. We watched the first 3 sessions. That third session had 11-on-11 action, a little bit different format in that it looked like they were going first team offense versus second team defense, and vice versa with second team offense against first team defense. Some notables, again, Zion Nelson, I do not see him out here. Jared Williams at left tackle. Also, just to note, first team defensive ends that we saw out here was Zach McLeod, a left end, Jafari right end. Put DeAndre Johnson on that second team group. Also, Nesta J. Silvera was a second team defensive tackle. Jared Harrison Hunt still on that first team. As you know, Nesta missed some time. He missed some time last week, but he did come back for the scrimmage, so that could play a part in it. But here we are, we're just watching some throwing and catching drills. Coach Likens, just before this drill started, just kind of yelled to his group, ABC, kind of joked about it, but always be catching was his phrase to his group here. So I think it's important, even in these drills, without a defense, you always want to complete the play. And we have been focusing a lot on the wide receivers, but I do want to take a look at the quarterbacks a little bit here if we just watch their throwing motions. Charleston Rambo did have a nice catch on 11-on-11 action here, and you see him here, number 11. Working on some back shoulder stuff. We have seen that a lot, quite a bit during fall practices, not just going deep and making tough catches, but they definitely are working on these back shoulder catches. They've been doing that all fall camp. Certainly the wide receiver has to set up the defender, but also has to be an accurate pass from the quarterback. So certainly that's something they've all been working on. And I saw Don Chaney Jr. and Stephen Reed working at the other end of the field. Just real quick, we don't need to focus on him, but I do want to show you what that looks like. You see him down there on the other end, working with the trainer there. But they all are in full pads, so maybe they will get in some work later. It's hard to say. We're only going to be out here for a few sessions. But it is good to be back out here after not being here yesterday, and that seems to be the plan moving forward. We'll get this about a 15 to 20 minute period to film and about 40 minutes, 45 minutes to watch. So Coach Lashley just giving some instructions to the group here. Action 1. So here we go, taking a look at a drill. So they've got a few receivers. They're working on getting the ball out to the flat there, if you can see. Kind of setting up blocks. This is something that they've worked on. Again, just working on getting the ball out to the flat, out quick, while setting up the blockers. If you could see them, it's a little hard with all the other people in front of the camera. And it's not just the receivers. You're going to see Cameron Harris out of the backfield get the ball here and get upfield. I do think that's an area where Miami can maybe improve on its passing game a little bit, getting the ball to the backs a little bit more than they did a year ago. Look at Jalen Knighton. So again, not good to put the ball on the ground, certainly. So with Don Chaney Jr. not doing these drills, it's a chance for Cody Brown here, freshman, to get these third-team reps. There's 22, Thad Franklin. Slowed a little bit earlier in camp when we watched him, but looks like he's participating here. They're going to flip it around here, so this is going to give you guys a good view. They're going to come towards us here. Just kind of zoom out a little bit so you can kind of see how things are developing a little bit more. So you see Elijah up here on this rotation with Harley and Rambo. As you can see, they're mixing up who's getting the ball in terms of it could be a receiver or running back, and then you see right here in that middle position now a fullback where it was a tight end. So just different guys providing those blocks in the drill. These guys are rotating in. Also look at Will Mallory and Michael Redding. This is the last rep here. So just taking a look at the defensive backs here. Nice catch by Al Blades Jr. James Williams. Usually on these defensive back drills, regardless of what level it is, the coaches really want the defensive backs to catch the ball at the highest point, really work on that. That's usually your best option for an interception, because usually you're going up against a receiver, so that's what they always tend to work on. I'm not close enough to hear the instructions by T-Rob, but just generally speaking, that's usually how these drills are set up. There's Tyreek Stevenson. Nice play by DJ Ivey. I am curious with this group who's going to lead the group, the secondary, in interceptions. We've not seen a lot of interceptions in their careers from these guys. I think certainly somebody will be looking for a breakout season. Turnovers, big plays. We talk about tackles for losses quite a bit with this defense. But obviously turnovers are big, and breaking out the turnover chain. Emily Curtis doing a good job getting the ball up. I wasn't able to focus on the running backs as much as I would like, but we are going to take a look at these other positions. For those curious, a first-team linebacker once again during 11-on-11 action, Corey Flagg and Keontra Smith from what we saw, and then kind of that second group with Wayne Mestede is on there and Jennings. So I was just going to say this is a tough drill for defensive players, and then they want you to finish it with a catch. Unable to do so was Tyler Johnson, but you certainly can get tired going through the pads there. doing everything right there. That's what's tough about being a linebacker or defensive player in general. There's a lot going on with defending and trying to come up with a turnover and interception is difficult. So another drop there. So Tyler, looks like Tyler's going to do the drill over again. See if he bounces back with a rep here. Caught the pass there.
Thank you. One perfect try at a time.
Now taking a look at the defensive line drills, and I'm trying to just go through multiple positions for you guys as opposed to just focusing on one group. But definitely drop in the comments if you'd like me just to stick with one position group for the entire video. We certainly can do that. But just trying to mix it up with the different groups here and get as much as I can. So you're looking at the defensive line, Coach Simpson. So that horn means we got one more session to film, or for viewing as well. There's 56 Leonard Taylor. You see James Williams and Keyshawn Washington with that second safety group. There's Al Blades Jr. working with these guys.
Let's go to this mission. Good.
We'll stay on this. You know, I know some of you have asked how Al's looking at safety, and what we've seen from team drills, he's done a lot of work at corner, and you can see him kind of mixing in here at safety with the rest of safety. So definitely something to watch for moving forward as the corners get integrated here. But the coaches have noted that they like Al at the kind of that nickel spot. This could be a potential move. It's certainly something to watch for. It might just be a depth type situation. They like Amari Carter, striker, so they're looking for safeties here. And also you see Cameron Kitchens out here, 24. But Bubba Bolden and Gervin Hall, they kind of need that third guy. So maybe they're trying to give reps to Al if he could slide over to safety and spell them a little bit in games if need be. Because a guy like Keyshawn Washington and even James Williams, as talented he is, these two might not be ready for a heavy workload, particularly in that opener.
Good. Pay attention now. Good. Line up. All right, good. Listen to me. Right now it's tough. This thing. All right, good.
Here, Coach Robinson.
Go. Just sitting outside on this court.
Just kind of taking a look at the linebackers a little bit. It's another group that's very intriguing in terms of position battles. You see 17 there, Wayman Steed. I think Coach Diaz said he had 4 tackles in the scrimmage. That's good to see, or good to hear. It's hard to say if those were all positive tackles or if he was out of position or all that stuff. It's hard to know, but all we know is he got 4 tackles. So, but good to see. So there's Corey Flagg here, 11. Coach Patke giving them instructions here.
Watch the technique. Good. Outside leverage, 2 by 10 up. There go through 12. Through 12. Give it. There you go.
I do think in terms of the group, the most positive things we've heard out of a particular individual has been Keontra Smith. They like his aggressiveness and ability to make plays. So here's Corey again. So it looks like they're just really working on making sure to hit the right gaps as a linebacker, finding the ball. Obviously, it's such a key about playing linebackers. Getting through the blocks and finding the ball. It's kind of linebacker 101 there. But obviously easier said than done. A lot of players, oftentimes bigger players in front of you with the linemen, so it's not really easy. So we're just wrapping up our final period here, just a few seconds left, but definitely thank everybody for watching. Obviously, appreciate your comments and drop in the comments if you have some suggestions on some things you'd like to see or focus on moving forward. So thanks again and take care.